Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed the chaos that ensued in last week's collaboration with Mal and Jamie. We are back to regularly scheduled content if you did not. So today we're going to be working on these set of cups that I made for my TumblerCon trip last week. So prior to the event at TumblerCon, Mal, Jamie, and I, and our friend Rachel, who you guys don't know, she's not on YouTube, decided that we were going to take a pre-trip to Waco to go to Magnolia, do some shopping, sightseeing, all of the girl things. So we rented an Airbnb and decided we were all gonna make some tumblers for each other that we could use while we were out and about, while we were having coffee in the morning. So I made these morning mugs for us, and I'm going to show you how I made them. I started out with a prepped and white spray painted base for all four of these, and then I mixed up a batch of about 120 milliliters of regular setting epoxy with about 30 milliliters of Brite from Peachy Olive glitters mixed directly into that epoxy. I didn't glitter the cup itself. I just applied the epoxy and the glitter at the same time while it was on my turner. So I made sure that I popped all of the bubbles. I let that cure overnight. And once that was completely cured, I went in with this transparent vinyl that I got from Banff Custom Creations. This vinyl I have been dying to use for like a year, since Alyssa from Paint Between Dreams put this out, and I have had no idea what I wanted to do. And I thought going to Texas would be a perfect opportunity to make some cow-themed tumblers. So here we are. So once I had all of that cured and ready for vinyl, I just roughly measured the vinyl. I didn't take any exact measurements. I just knew that I wanted to leave a little bit of a gap at the top and the bottom to avoid any lifting. And then I applied that with this squeegee from the Bowen LLC. And we're going to repeat that through all four cups. I did forget to mention I am wearing gloves because this is a transparent vinyl. I didn't want any fingerprints showing through in the clear spaces on the cup. Oils, or if you have paint or glitter, tend to transfer onto that clear transparent backing, so I always try to be mindful to wear gloves when I can, just to avoid any fingerprints under epoxy. And then I went in and measured 3 inches on the bottom of the cup, and then I cut out strips at 0.70 for the handles, and these are from Craft Haven. They are, I think, 14-ounce camper mugs is what they're listed under. If you guys wanted to replicate this, otherwise just measure them depending on what tumbler you're using at the time you recreate this design. Okay, so now that the vinyl is all laid down, I'm gonna put a coat of epoxy over it and let it cure, and then we're gonna go in with our 3 coats of spray paint. So the base spray paint is going to be black. I'm using Iron Lac from Hobby Lobby. This is a new favorite of mine. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Once the black is completely dried, I let it dry for maybe 10 minutes or so. It dries really quickly, and especially when it's 90 degrees outside. Anyways, so I let that black dry, and then I'm gonna go in with my secondary color. I use different colors on each of our cups. So this one you're gonna see mint. And then once that mint is dry, about another 10 minutes later, I am going to go in with the top color, which is going to be the white. And I will tell you guys, if you are mixing brands of spray paint, so if you're using like Rust-Oleum and Krylon, if they are not completely cured, you will end up more than likely with spray paint on the top that has crackled. For some reason, they don't play well with each other, and they like either crackle or crinkle up or bubble. It's very odd, but make sure if you're mixing brands that they are fully cured, especially this white top coat, because that will be seen underneath epoxy. So I let that cure overnight. I made sure it was extra dry so we didn't have any gummy spray paint when we go in with our acetone and rubbing alcohol. And I'm going to use a baby wipe. So the trick that I found to distressing, which I mentioned this in my Father's Day distressing cup, is that I get a way better result when I'm using a wet baby wipe mixed in with my acetone and rubbing alcohol. I think because it dilutes the remover and the alcohol, as opposed to like a microfiber or a paper towel where it's just completely dry and soaking up all of that liquid. But I've seen way better results using this baby wipe. So if you haven't tried that yet, definitely would recommend it. I've also found that Pampers are better than Huggies. The Huggies have like a stringy, I don't know, something on them, and when you are rubbing the tumbler, it tends to come off into the spray paint, and it will leave these little like strings of baby wipes on there. So Pampers for the win. Either will work. It's just I found this works way better than the other one. So just my 2 cents. You can ignore it if you want to. But anyways, I am going to let this play through so you guys can see me distressing this. It's going to take quite a bit of time. This is not for the faint of heart. If you guys decide to do this, just be forewarned. It takes quite a bit of time to accomplish this distressing. So I'll let this play through for you guys. And just to preface this, when you guys see the blue being removed from the cup, that is the point that I'm using the rubbing alcohol. If you're seeing the cow print vinyl exposed, that's the time that I'm using acetone to expose it. So if you want to really get down and get the paint removed, use the acetone. That will take off everything. If you want to show the secondary spray paint color that you've put down, that's when you would use the rubbing alcohol. All right, I'm gonna let this play through and I will meet you guys at the end. Welcome back. Okay, so next we're gonna work on the decal. I cut this out at about 3.5 inches. It just depends on your size tumbler that you choose. And I created an offset at 0.50 in white. And then the inlay of this decal is the infamous gold metallic vinyl that I always use. And I went in directly into epoxy, which I don't normally do. I usually use polyacrylic. I just didn't want to mess up any of the spray paint. So I went in with a coat of Flynn Sisters Fast Set, and then once that had cured for about 2 hours, I used a final coat of the regular setting epoxy and let that spin overnight. And these cups were done, and they were perfect for our trip. Fun fact, we rented an Airbnb that Chip and Joanna Gaines from Fixer Upper had remodeled, so that was awesome. We watched an episode of that, and I hope you guys love it. So don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell button for notifications for future tutorials, and let me know what you guys thought in the comments. See you guys next weekend.